This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun, and a new year is upon us, and this is the last show of 2016. Now, this show is brought on by some recent news that I didn't see because I was away on Christmas break, but I came back to this wonderful news of Sparko entering the sim racing market. And that just made me think, what a year 2016 has really been for sim racing in general, across the board. We've seen an explosion of high-end componentry, the kind of components that you'd only see at exhibit, or that you'd have to pay big money to run in, these dream simulators, and these parts are becoming available to us sim racers on a daily basis. That's a huge thing. We've also seen a lot of big name companies, big global companies getting into and behind sim racing. You look at Mazda with their continued efforts with the MX-5 Global Cup Series. Or you look at the Visa Vegas E-Race with $1 million up for prize. I know that's next year, but it came out this year. That's something else, just showing you how sim racing is growing up and it's getting into that lower ranks of real motorsports. You have other big things that have gone on this year. You have the return of the Porsche license, and we've seen them on track and been able to drive them in Assetto Corsa. And that's been a huge privilege because that license had been locked up by EA for so long, and now it's finally available for all to purchase the license, I suppose, and then bring those great cars to us. We've already been able to do it with Assetto Corsa, and just today, iRacing announced that they're going to have Porsche and their license in their sim starting in January next year. So that's coming to us very quickly as well. Just showing you the amount of stuff that is coming into sim racing. So let's get back to this Sparko seat. Again, there's a couple press releases all over the internet. You probably did see it, but not a lot of people took the time to really examine the photo or the information that came along with it. And when I think of Sparko getting into the sim racing market, that's a really big deal. A lot of those sim rigs out there, they're copying Sparko's seats with the design of a seat that's not fit for being in a car. But now you've got Sparko, the automotive giant, coming into the sim racing market. And you think, what? They obviously saw enough money to be made, enough sim racers out there, enough people buying expensive rigs that it was worth producing one on their own. Now, when I look at this rig, I see a few things. I see a very simplistic design. I do like that. I see some big roll bars around the bottom, almost emulating an R seat. I see some knobs, we like to call them here in America, that will let you adjust what looks like a tiltable or adjustable pedal deck, and also an adjustable wheel deck. Those are great things too, because you think they're first entry and they're already doing it right, making it highly adjustable. I know it has an adjustable seat. Right on the picture you can see the holes to adjust the recline angle of the seat. Now, this seat isn't just any seat. This is made by Sparko, and it actually, on one of their models, actually has that cooling fabric, which means it's going to be really comfortable to sit in. Anyway, the main point here is just the fact that somebody as big as Sparko, being in a sim racing, you've got Visa putting up big money, you've got Mazda, Porsche, all these big names in sim racing, and it really makes me think that 2017 is going to be even bigger than 2016. So I'd like your thoughts on what the biggest stories of 2016 really were. Go ahead and put them with the comments of this video. I'd love to see what you thought were the biggest deals of sim racing. Not deals in terms of money, but the biggest stories in sim racing for 2016. And if we all had to put on our thinking caps, can you make a prediction for 2017? What do you think is going to be the big story next year? So before I go, I do want to just one more time thank all of my sponsors. Without the sponsors of this show would not exist. So if you want to help us out, you can thank them. Send them an email. Tell them thank you for supporting the Simpit. Do even better. Support them by buying their products and making them stay in sim racing and stay supporting the Simpit as well. So I'd also like to thank my viewers out there. Again, I get the greatest comments on my videos, and it is such a pleasure to just sit back and look at your responses to the things that I put out for you. The other thing, I get some great emails. I try to answer every single one of them. And if you sent me an email and you didn't get a response, then the chances are that I actually missed it. So please send it again, and I'll be sure to get back to you because I do answer every single email. And the last person I do want to thank is that one, the most loyal follower or viewer that I have, because no matter what, no matter how quickly I put up a video, I do manage to get one thumbs down within minutes of its release. So thank you, a special thank you to that guy out there. Seen a lot of speculation as to who that person might be. Doesn't matter to me. Thank you for being a loyal follower. Anyway, this is the last show of 2016. I want to wish all of you out there a very happy new year. Be safe, have fun, and I'll see you on the track in 2017.